Good morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus kiki at 9 in the morning? Whose idea was that? That's why I'm still in bed, baby. I'm FayWhat, and I'm gonna help you get your week started off right. We have lots of fun things to talk about. It's gonna be a great week.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl, sunbeams, drag queens, L-word, is that girl, the girl of all our dreams. She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl, pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton, is that girl, Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and we are live right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire Television, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm also on demand, baby. It's Monday, November 7th, 2022. Can you believe it's November? I swear, we just rang that bell for 2022 like just yesterday. Anyway, so let's kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. There's always something going on in our community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation. What did you think I was talking about? Our first segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late, and this morning I'm joined by my gay guy pal model, spiritualist, wellness counselor, ball icon from the house of gorgeous Gucci, and HIV activist with Impulse Group, Jamal L. Starks. You can find him on Instagram at Porcelain. That's porcelain with a 3 in the middle, all right? It's right there on your screens. Make sure that you follow him. Good morning, Jamal. Welcome to Faye's Bed.
Good morning, Faye.
What's up, Poppy? How are you?
I mean, we're back in bed again.
Listen, by popular demand, because let me tell you, you were fire yesterday, and I got all these people just sending me messages. Who is Porcelain? Who is Jamal? I got to find out more about him. And because there's so much to you, I mean... Shit. Like, when do you have time to, like, hang out with your dog,
On the side of my bed. It's like
when it's bedtime, right?
When it's bedtime, just like hanging out with you in the bed.
And Luna.
And Luna.
Luna, come here. Hi, Mama. You want to say hello to the TV world who loves you? Or you can say hi to Jamal, too. Yeah, she's like, you have makeup on. I want some of that. I want some of that, my beautiful girl. I want some. You want to lay down? You can lay down, of course. So there's a lot of interesting things going on in this week in the LGBTQ plus community. Jamal, let's kiki on some of them now.
Let's do that.
Let's do it. So first, Madonna, period. We're just going to stop and just take that in. Madonna. We love her, but she isn't doing so well with the aging gracefully thing. You are, Luna. You are aging so gracefully. What was that? Did you get into my thongs again? No, you didn't. All right. So, Miss Madonna, recently she was on a TikTok live with content creator Terry Joe having a kiki about music and other topics. Madonna stops to hold a bottle up to her nose and takes a whiff. Then Terry Joe asked if it was poppers. Madonna said no, but the internet doesn't believe her, and neither do I. What are we all talking about? You saw this video, right? You saw Miss Madonna.
I did.
And what did you think?
Oh.
Child, she's trying really hard.
She's living, I mean, in whatever capacity. This reminds me of the story we did with, what's the name? Angela Lansbury in the sex club.
We were talking about how Angela Lansbury, Murder, She Wrote, right? When you think of her as an older lady, but like back in the day, she wasn't. And she would go hide in like gay clubs in New York because there ain't no place safer, But like, so you're saying like Madonna wants to try to like stay relevant with our community by doing poppers on TikTok? You think?
I don't even think it's her first time.
Nah, I don't think it's her first time. Aspen favor, Jamal. It's not her first time, but just like,
And what was going on with her head?
See, here's the thing. Like, she's been doing a lot of these TikTok lives and Instagram lives and all this over the years. And when she doesn't use the filters and stuff, it's freaking scary. I mean, yeah. Like, this is, I just want to always remember Madonna. Like,
I don't want to talk bad about her.
it's hard, right? Because it's hard.
She's living her life. You know, I live for her living her life. But
It's just, yeah.
it's like
She's not looking
it's like
good.
looking at my grandmother do prop poppers on the.
You know, but here's the thing. I don't think your mom has
Poppers,
put her mind, body, and soul through all the stuff that Madonna has. I don't think your grandma, I know your grandma partied, but I don't think she
No,
partied Madonna style. You know
no.
what I mean? And that shit catches up with you.
It does.
You know, especially
It
when
does.
you are not black or brown, you know? You start looking older way faster. And without the proper filters, man, she looks like a weird
You mean
plastic.
without the proper moisturizer as well?
Girl, she's far from moisturizer helping. The days of olive oil helping Madonna are way far, you know?
So she needs to get on the phone with Cher.
You know, Cher be looking good. Cher knows
looks good.
Cher knows what filter to
looks
use.
damn
Okay,
good.
better yet, you're saying she should get on the phone with Cher. She should use Cher's plastic surgeon. That's what she should do.
Yeah, Cher's almost 80. Isn't she like 77?
Something like that. Side voice, find out how old Cher is. The other day, just did a catwalk. Cher just did a catwalk. I think it was for Balenciaga. 76.
See, I was almost
You were almost there.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, Side Voice knows everything.
Yeah.
But Cher was just doing her thing with such swag and such beauty on that catwalk a couple months ago.
And Madonna's doing poppers.
And Madonna's doing poppers.
With Terry Joe.
This is what our LGBTQ plus icons are doing these days. And you know, and did poppers? Okay, I don't think poppers ever left. Okay,
But I love Terry Joe.
and I used to love poppers. So there we go.
Me too. But I don't.
But I didn't know but I didn't know that that's something that's like everybody's still doing it. Like the other day, Lil Nas X was telling his people, like, hey, keep on with the poppers. It makes the party much better, you know, but be careful with this, and that. And now Madonna's with the poppers too. So
I mean, be careful.
no, be careful. Be
Let's
careful.
be careful.
Be careful. Only one whiff at a time.
Yeah.
See how it works.
I
on
mean,
you.
be safe.
Be safe. Is there like popper safety? Like, is there-
Yes.
like what?
Yes, you can do too much.
So just like,
And then I know some people who gotten it up their nose, like they're laying back and they're trying to do it because they're trying to, and goes in there. Yeah.
oh man, yeah. Yeah. All right, Madonna, we're praying for you. I mean, everybody's like dropping like flies. Leslie Jordan died, you know, like maybe we should put her in a bubble or something so like nothing happens to her.
Isn't that a bubble? She's been doing all of this out of her bathroom. And
That's true. I don't think she's left the house in a bubble.
like did she
before
did that
COVID.
like in the bathroom.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
And
Yeah.
her bathroom looked junky. Like,
Right? Her
girl,
bathroom
what-
didn't look like
Yeah,
Madonna
like-
standards, right? It was like,
where's your maid? Girl, who cleans?
where is your senora that cleans your place? You know, if you need one, I got one. I'll send you one over, Miss Madonna.
Hell, I'll come do it for a
Oh,
price.
I'll come do it myself
I'll come
too.
do it for a
If I
price.
can do like a TikTok video in her bathroom, I'll do that. You know how many followers I would get if I could do that?
You know how much monetization that could be?
Truth. Next, last month was LGBTQ plus History Month here in the US. And last year, the creator of the celebration, Rodney Wilson, who we talked about, noticed that a group in Italy was looking to start a national LGBTQ plus History Month there in April. So he emailed them congratulating them for helping to educate people in their country. And next thing you know, it became an international ordeal. In January, he helped co-found the International Committee on LGBTQ plus History Months. The committee includes representatives from Australia, Berlin, Canada, Cuba, Finland, Hungary. Yes, I said Hungary. Ireland, Italy, New Zealand, Northern Ireland, Norway, Scotland, UK, USA, Wales, and a bunch of other places representing gender and sexual minorities in 10 Southeast Asian nations as well. So it's just another example of how a small idea about celebrating education can grow into an international phenomenon. So what are we all talking about? What do you think about this?
Say what? Yes, I love this. This is what the work is all about. This right here.
About spreading the education.
About spreading the education, spreading the awareness. I mean, we live in Miami-Dade County where they just shot down even teaching LGBTQ History
Yeah.
Month.
Yeah.
And we also live in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
Don't say gay.
Yeah. Look it up, folks, if you are not in Florida. It's not pretty.
Right. And now we have this education and this awareness being spread globally.
Yes.
So you can't stop us.
You can't stop
You can't
us.
stop it.
You know, 'cause
You
it's like,
can't stop the beat.
you know, it's crazy because like some right wing, some crazy haters would be like, oh, we just invented this. Like we just became like, we're like just like a fad. You know, like now we're like, okay, and we've been around forever. We've been around forever. This
And
is not something we
everywhere.
just came up with.
And everywhere. There was another viral TikTok I saw 2 days ago, where this guy was like, "Are there like studs in other places than America?" And people are like, "I need you to travel. I need you to go somewhere
I need you
else."
to travel. Oh my God, honey, I need for you to get a passport.
Immediately.
Like, wow. I mean, you don't even have to go far. You can go to the Bahamas. I mean, you know, you really don't have to go that far. But some people just really get stuck in their own little bubble.
Yeah.
You know, and we're everywhere.
Yeah.
We're like roaches, but prettier and fabulous. We are literally everywhere.
And every time one gets put down, another.
We pop up with friends. So you can't erase us. Trust. Next up, Anne JKN is a major business tycoon in Thailand, and she's also a huge celebrity, starring in the local versions of Project Runway and Shark Tank. She's also the third richest woman of the transgender experience in the world. Recently, she made news when she bought the Miss Universe pageant, making her the first woman to own the pageant. Miss Universe was famously previously owned by former president and Orange Menace, Mr. Cheeto Face himself, Donald Trump. What are we all talking about? I love this woman.
We're talking about divine karma retribution in all of its glory. And when you say the universe is working, literally the universe is working.
Right? Like, how is that? Like, I love it. Like, when I saw this, I thought it was, you know, I'm embarrassed to say, I was like, okay, let me double check and let me triple check. And I sent this over to Side Voice because I'm like, maybe this is fake news, you know? And it's not. A beautiful woman living the trans experience is now the owner of Miss Universe.
And I reported this on Queer News Tonight. And from what I remember, how the whole transaction entailed, she bought it for $20 million.
Cheap, right?
Yeah.
She got like a discount on it.
She's the third richest trans person of experience, and she got it for $20 million.
She got it for a bargain.
Yeah.
Maybe she got it on Groupon or something. But here's the thing, okay? Miss Universe, like, you know, I'm Colombian, Puerto Rican, and like in Colombia, like that is a huge thing, you know, Colombian, you know, just people who join the pageant that are from Colombia, Venezuela, a lot of those countries, like they get these little girls from when they're little. You're going to be Miss Universe. Yeah. You're going to be Miss Universe, you know, and they get them ready throughout their whole lives to win this pageant. And I remember that it was a big thing. It was something like, hey, you're going to watch or you're going to watch. And everybody, you know, even DVR'd it and watched it later and made it like a thing. Nobody really watches it anymore, though. You know, I mean, and I know that has something to do with Mr. Trump being the owner of it, but
possibly this will be a different route that we're going to take.
Yeah.
Also, was it Miss Puerto Rico and Miss Colombia just got married?
What?
Like
to each other?
Can Side Voice
Side Voice, is that true?
Checking.
He's checking. What? Can I watch them have sex? Like, could that be like, I would totally watch them have sex. I don't even know what they look like, but I'm just thinking, imagining those two countries have sex with each other.
Miss Puerto Rico.
Oh, there we go.
Hold on.
Miss Argentina, Miss Puerto Rico.
Like got married, like for real?
Yeah.
Like Mrs. and Mrs.?
Yes.
You heard it here first, folks. Oh my God, yummy.
Yeah.
You know, like I can see Miss Universe go gay or go more queer friendly or see more women of trans experience running and beating some ass. I can see that.
Divine retribution.
Right?
Women taking back that power.
But you see it. That's like when we think that the universe is against us. Yeah, there's a lot of times that we're being held down. But look at these triumphs. Look at this. Like, this is just incredible.
Yeah.
I'm going to start watching Miss Universe again. I know you're also going to be watching it too.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm just saying, like, it's just, and in Thailand, I mean, it just blows my mind. And, you know, I'm thinking maybe that also, you know, that they had taken the swimsuit out of it. What do you think about that?
See, I can't speak to womanhood experiences, so I don't.
Mm-hmm.
As far as what a woman determines is proper for a pageant. Because for so long, it's just been men ruling pageants and saying what needs to be up there. So now that we have a trans woman experience and women actually having a voice, then
it might be different. Yeah, like maybe they'll present the swimsuit competition in a different way that it won't be so.
Or maybe they come up with a whole different.
Or maybe they'll come up with a whole new. I mean, think about
totally
it.
Different.
Think about the incredible categories that we have in our LGBTQ plus pageants. Think about it. I mean, because when we do talent, we do talent.
Like,
we don't go out there and just, let me sing a song. No. These queens bring it.
Everything.
So
$10,000 productions, $15,000 productions. Like we don't play.
There's everywhere. We don't play. So definitely look out to see what this incredible woman does to the Miss Universe franchise, because I think it's going to be definitely something to watch. Next, Lady Gaga is our mother, but a recent viral tweet claims she is the mother of an even more famous person, Jesus. Not Jesus Hernandez, who mows my lawn. Jesus. A Twitter user posted a 3D rendering of Gaga's face and claimed that it was a model created by Stanford University of what the Virgin Mary would have looked like. Some people got the joke, some people got mad about it, and others thought it was real. What are we all talking about? People take things like that real serious, right?
Very seriously. You don't play with their Jesus.
But it's okay.
Don't play with their Jesus.
Okay, but it's okay when you find Jesus' face on toast or some shit like that. You're not, because that's funny though.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, and some people actually
believe it.
Believe it. Yeah.
Like divine spiritual love made this toast look like Jesus. I'm in
And it's funny. She's the mother of Jesus, and she's in love with Judas.
She is.
Oh, Judas betrayed your child, but you're in love with him.
But it's, it's Gaga. Gaga can do no wrong right now. I hope, just, since we talked about Madonna, before we were talking about Britney. Oh, Britney, bitch, we miss you being normal so much. At least Gaga is still like who she is. Like she's strong, she's powerful, she represents us, she loves us. There's never a time that she doesn't get on stage that she doesn't say, hey, I'm supportive of the LGBTQ plus community.
She doesn't put all her blood, sweat, and tears out on the stage in a performance like she really does. So I appreciate that. With a whole hip injury.
Yeah, I didn't know about the hip injury.
Mm-hmm. It's in her documentary.
Oh, I didn't see the documentary either. Man, I'm behind. I got a list this long. You guys don't have a list like on your phone as things to watch, right? Every time somebody's like, oh my God, this is so good. Lotus, I got to put that down. I got to put Sleeping with a Vampire. I got to put that down.
Oh, you haven't seen Interview with a Vampire?
Oh, my Interview with a Vampire. There is so much gay stuff right now.
It's
American Horror Story. Have you seen American Horror Story? So gay. Like the gayest American Horror Story, like in the history of gayness.
Oh, so they went back and they really gay.
Very gay. But like hot boys, and I'm all about watching some hot boys.
Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah, we'll call it that. Yeah. Finally, in 2002, Christina Aguilera created a song that touched on the insecurities felt by so many people. Beautiful became a huge hit and pushed back against the superficial images in TV and movies back then. Now it's 2022, and Christina has re-released a song with a new video, showing images of children and teens on their phones being bombarded with messages from social media. The video goes on to show a young girl looking longingly at a diet pill vending machine. A diet pill vending machine, okay? A teen girl putting on makeup in front of her phone, and other kids facing similar situations where their worth is being questioned. 20 years later, the message is more powerful than ever. What are we all talking about? What do you think, Jamal?
We're talking about the toxic side of social media. So before we had media, TV representation, magazines that Christina was talking about, I guess, in my era. And now we're talking about the same thing, but for even younger kids.
Yeah.
Like she put even younger kids in front of what do you call those? The ring lights. In front of the ring lights with the makeup and the plastic, thinking about plastic surgery, like
thinking about plastic surgery at 14. Like there's no reason. A diet pill vending machine. And back again, 20 years ago, we were like, oh, these magazines are tainted our children. Our children think that they have to look like this, that this is what beauty is, and beauty looks a lot different. Beauty looks however you see beauty.
Right.
Beauty isn't everything.
Right.
But these kids are feeling it less and less, and younger too, Jamal. Like these kids get a phone at like 10 years old.
I blame us. I blame the adults. I have to.
Why do you blame the adults?
Because we're walking representations. We're the ones who teach the young ones. We're the ones who show the way. And so when we put unrealistic expectations on ourselves, we just model that for them.
Yeah, and parents have to step up and do more.
Do more,
just like
yeah.
just the average parenting is fantastic, and we thank you. But unfortunately, because of the instant gratification that you get from a freaking phone, right? Parents need to do more. They need to have these conversations with their children on an everyday basis of like, my god sister is awesome. She's got an 18-year-old and a 14-year-old. And the 14-year-old still at 14, she's limited access to her phone. It's not something that she has all the time. She does take it to school because of course there's emergencies. The world that we live in, things happen, right? But it's like, okay, you will have family time. You will sit at the table and we will all eat together. I don't care if you're mad. And
we want to raise real people, real authentic human beings.
But that's not easy, Jamal. It's not easy.
Not turning into a robotic zombie.
Well, and when you look at a TikTok video and you see a kid that's like, 16 years old with 1 million filters and they have 1 million followers, right? And a kid will look at it and go, man, I'm not pretty enough. I'm not good enough. I don't look like this. So there's something wrong.
The comparison.
And we're constantly comparing ourselves. Throw and then throw LGBT on top. Shit show.
Yeah.
Shit show, and it kind of also like makes me sad that we're worse 20 years later. Like Christina did this video 20 years ago and it was like, wow, you're right. So much of the
we're going to get so much better.
We're going to get so much. We have to do better. We have not done better. we have not
done better.
Damn.
And that's accountability, right?
And that's accountability.
We're society who shuns accountability, that runs away from accountability.
Yeah, no, and just like you said, it's our fault too. I was at a table the other day where all of us were on our phones. We weren't even talking to each other, and I took a minute and I was like, like I actually love you people. Let's all put our phones down and let's talk for a second.
My friend groups, I actually respect them for that, because anytime we'll see that, we'll be like, hey, hey, everybody, flip them over. We're here. And
anything any message that came through can wait. And we've got like this anxiety. Like it'll happen that I'll hear my phone from across the room and I know it's my ringtone, because I'm not going to tell you my ringtone is embarrassing. But anyway, I hear it and I'm like, oh, I got to go check it. Yeah. I'm not going to fix anything by going over there and answering right now. Right. But I feel like palpitations. I start getting sweaty.
That's a trigger, right?
I mean, it is.
I was thinking about that the other day driving. I was like, my phone rang and I was like, you don't have to answer that. You know that, right? You can get to your destination and answer the phone.
People get mad at it and people will call you like 3 or 4 times. Text me, bitch. I'm busy.
I'm driving.
The FayWhat show is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America. Hotspots magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ plus experience for 37 years. And Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. Yes. So what are you going to be doing this weekend? Anything fun? Oh, election is tomorrow.
Elections are tomorrow. Okay,
down here in South Florida, if you weren't able to do your early voting, you can't today and yesterday. It ended yesterday, but tomorrow, plan on going, right?
Yes, and there's a full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus.
So what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, we're in Scorpio season.
Okay.
Taurus is full moon, and there's an eclipse. During eclipse season, it's always wise to just rest, because you never know what comes out in an eclipse.
God. Well,
on election day.
Did you hear, Jamal? No, and on election day. And if things go south, we've got to be prepared, and we've got to be calm, and we've got to lick our wounds and stand back up and hold each other's arms and go, all right, we'll get through this.
Yeah, we'll be fine. I mean, we already just went through the Miss Universe thing. The universe is always working.
The universe is always working in our favor. We just got to believe in it. So believe in it, right?
Yeah,
right.
There you go.
All right. Well, Jamal, thank you so much for being in bed with me again.
I love being in this bed.
I love having you in bed with me. I learn so much from you every time. So you know that you're stuck with me now.
Oh, and Luna.
Can you do the boobs?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I got to take it out. We could put some music to this, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna put it, there. You folks at home wish you could do that. I was like, yeah, no, it's not working.
It's so fun.
It is.
I sit in bed like this, too, usually.
Like you talk to them and you're like, come on, move for me. Yeah. Do they have names?
No, I haven't given them names. Maybe I should.
Okay, next time you're in bed, you'll have names for them.
Okay.
All right. I want to thank Jamal. Make sure that you follow him on social media for getting up early for the FayWhat show. Remember that you can find him at Porcelain. That's PORC3LAIN. Okay, so Porcelain with a 3. I know how hard it is for gay boys to get up this early in the morning because gay boys sleep late. Thank you, Poppy. Give me kisses. Mwah! So did you know that Happening Out Television Network studios are located at Sunshine Cathedral Square? That also houses Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church located in Fort Lauderdale. We broadcast their Sunday service every week to more than 30,000 at 10:30 a.m.
Hello everyone, my name is Francia. I am an Afro-Venezuelan singer, songwriter, dancer, healing through music. You can find me on all social media platforms at Francia Canta, and you can find my album Infinita on all music streaming platforms as well. That's Francia Infinita. And Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
At the FayWhat show, we want to introduce you to interesting people that are important to our LGBTQ+ community. Folks, I'm so excited about my next interview. I love this kid, and I've been trying to get him in bed forever. I mean, so much so that I have him on my boobs. I have not had a man on my boobs. It's been a long time since I've had a man on my boobs. So for him to be the first, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. So Matthew Darren is in bed with me, and he's a singer, he's an entertainer. He appeared on the 10th season of American Idol back in 2011, and that's kind of probably the most boring part of him at this point, which is hysterical. Welcome to the FayWhat show, Matthew. How are you, Papa?
Thank you. I'm doing great, and so honored to be the first man on your boobs in a
You
long
really
time.
are. I mean, and it's like I don't know if you like the left one more than the right one,
I
but
don't know.
we're
I
good
kinda
with
lean
either
left
one.
myself, so,
Okay, all right.
you
So
know.
I'll move it over to the left. I love these shirts.
Thank you.
I love them.
New merch for the show.
Yes,
Yeah.
no, and you need it because I remember seeing you at Hunter's like when you had first come down here, and like everybody was like, we need something with his face on it. You know, since they can't get your beautiful face, then you know.
Thank you.
How long have you been living down here now? You just recently moved here officially.
Yeah, what's crazy is that January 1st, well, December 31st, it will mark 2 years.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Wow,
I
time
keep saying
flies.
we moved last year, but this year's almost over, so.
Right? No, this year flew by.
Flew
Is
by.
it just me? Like seriously, like it's just flown by, and you've done so much in a year.
I think that's
you know?
why it's just like been nonstop go, go, go. People trying to make up for lost time.
Yeah, you know, I went to a Thursday wedding the other day. Can you believe that? A wedding on a Thursday because they had to make up for pandemic time that there was no other Saturdays or Fridays left in this year that folks got married on a freaking Thursday.
I hope they got a good discount.
I hope so too.
An off night?
The food sucked. But anyway, not the point. So you've been here almost 2 years, but I mean the first year you were here more, I think it was. And then this last year you kind of been touring all over the place.
Yeah, we got out of New York and came down here and figured out that Florida doesn't believe in COVID.
Thank you,
we
Ron
could go
DeSantis.
out. I mean, coming from New York, we were locked down. Like I didn't leave the apartment for like 2 months straight.
Wow.
My husband did all the grocery shopping because I would have done it wrong, and he'd have been mad.
And he would have been mad and we wouldn't have eaten. We'll talk about your husband soon enough. You know, a lot of people in New York during pandemic were like performing out the window for other people. Did you do anything of that?
We did the every night at 7, we'd go out and bang the pots and pans. We were right next to the Hudson where, the ship,
by the West Side Highway?
the medical ship that came in, the military ship that came in that was helping. We could see it from our building, so we would come out and cheer them on at 7. It was fun. It was cool.
That was probably like the most fun that there was. I mean, being inside for 2 months must have not been easy. I just got back from New Jersey and New York, and You can just tell how different the city is since pandemic, and it's almost heartbreaking because I love New York. I love the vibrancy. I love Broadway, you know, and it just seemed a little different. How did that why South Florida? Why did you come? Why here?
Well, I'm originally from California, and my husband's originally from New Hampshire, and
also right in the middle is South Florida. What's in the middle? Wilton Manors, where all the gay people are. No.
And after we left LA and moved to New York, we made some friends through friends, and they were down here. And like you said, New York lost its personality with COVID. And same thing with California. And it was either leave New York and go back to California or stay in New York were kind of our two thoughts. And with COVID and everything kind of changing the game, we were like, let's go to Florida and just check it out.
And just see if we like it kind of deal.
Yeah, just like a little experiment. Because at this point, both of us just needed to be close enough to an airport. Otherwise, we were working from home.
Yeah.
You know?
So you came down here and that was it.
Surprisingly fell in love because I was not excited about the humidity. I'm a California boy.
Well, and you've got that hair, and you know, humidity is not good on the hair, but it's been doing great on your hair.
Thank you. It's a lot of hairspray.
It's a lot of hairspray. So you came down here already thinking, oh, I might not like the weather. I might not like how this transition goes.
Yeah, no offense to Floridians.
No, of course not.
But I was like, oh, Florida? Like, you don't think, when someone says Florida to me, I don't think about Fort Lauderdale, Wilton Manors, or Miami.
Exactly.
Because I don't know why, but I think Miami is a completely different world from Florida altogether.
It actually is.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I just thought, you know, big trucks and loud white people, and they're here.
No, they are. A little more north, but they are, yeah.
Exactly. But then we came down here and the community blew me away. Like, I can't believe how much LGBTQ community is down here.
I mean, and how much we support when we love something.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember one of the first things that you did, and it was very, back then, they were heightening the fact that you were on American Idol. Like, that was like the big draw before you became you know? And I just remember people like, oh, no one's going to go. He was on American Idol. Everybody's been on American Idol. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. Luna's been on American Idol, right? It was like, who's going to go watch him? But then Hunters would be packed. The tickets would sell out. You would go somewhere else and do something. And I was like, oh my God, this is someone to watch. Then the holiday season came around and you were everywhere performing. And these gay boys were like, take your shirt off. Look at that hair. And you could just see, like, you know, the old white men having, like, heart attacks and crap in front watching you. And I was like, oh, this guy's going to stick around for a while longer than he expects to. And then there you go. Then soon, on a stage, you literally announced to people, I've decided that I'm going to move here. And I was like, I knew it. I knew it. What are some of your favorite places locally that you like to go to?
I loved Maddie's. Unfortunately, it shut down, but I loved Maddie's. It was such a great, like, it felt like a local watering hole. But then, like you said, the community supports what they love, and the community loves the arts. And so the simple fact, like, Maddie's is probably the first place that I sang at. I think, honestly, I did a karaoke night at Hunters once.
That's cheating. You know that, right?
Well, you know.
You know it's cheating. I hate that shit. When you go to karaoke, right?
No, you go expect to see drunk people making fools of themselves.
Exactly. Since I don't drink and I can't sing, I go to karaoke places when people are nice and drunk. Then I'll get up there and do 525,600 minutes. You know what I mean? But then this man, let me go up and do a karaoke song. Mother effer.
Let me go up and do a karaoke song. Okay.
I don't know how you turned into a hillbilly. That was just how it turned out in my mind.
Fantastic.
You know? But so Maddie's, and I was sad that they closed too.
I know, but I love Hunters. I love the Alibi. You know what? I fell in love with the Alibi because there's so much diversity at the Alibi. Like, they really go out of their way to make the nights feel different, like, and cater to different parts of the community.
They really do.
And I think that's incredibly cool.
Yeah, no, for sure. What was the hardest part about moving down here, aside from the humidity on your hair?
The hardest.
And there's keratin, bitch. I can, tell you where to get some good keratin.
Okay, I know, because you got these beautiful locks.
Look, if I show you how my hair really is, it's like I'm Puerto Rican Colombian. Like, my hair says hi before I do.
Oh, but mine just disappears after the wind blows it.
But it looks pretty. I
think the hardest part moving down here was just kind of adjusting to the fact that we left friends and family.
That's always hard. But
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
it's nothing that a plane ride can't fix.
exactly. Like, and we live
And
somewhere where
FaceTime.
we have incredible airports. You know, sometimes it'll take. I live in North Miami. It'll take me the same amount of time to get to Miami Airport as it would for Fort Lauderdale, and you can go anywhere. You know, but was it hard to transition to like, okay, you came from New York where they believe in science and they take care of their people, and California, who has Gavin Newsom, who I love and have a boy crush on for sure.
right?
Isn't he handsome? Oh my goodness! Like I lived in San Francisco when he was the mayor. Oh, so hot. And then you move here, where, like you said, it's no holds barred, and it's like nobody cares about shit, and everything is open.
I think the first time that I saw something that was a little ugly was sitting outside a gym bar and 2 trucks driving by with their flags and their horns and just trying to get at people, and to me I'm like, support what you support, love what you love, be loud and proud about it, absolutely, but I always question like people's intentions. Like I'm proud about being gay and I'm proud about certain things that I believe in. And if it comes up in conversation, then I'll say something. Of
course.
But I don't think, going out and trying to pick a fight with somebody is the right way to support your cause.
Of course not. And like, we learned a lot about how politics can break up families and friends during the Trump time.
Yeah.
You know, there was a big difference. I mean, we all have Republican friends, and that's fine to be a Republican. That's totally fine. It was a different fish if you were a Trumpster. You know what I mean? Like that totally changed the game,
Yeah.
you know, I think. And down here, it was just kind of like, hey, you can, I still have PTSD. If I see a white truck with an American flag and I'm an American and I was born here, I have like a twitch where I automatically think they hate me.
Isn't that terrible how like the flag itself is now a controversial emblem?
Yes.
Like people see it and they just think, oh, this represents white, right, alt, and it's like, no, it's supposed to represent freedom and equality and
being, patriotic,
unity,
and
exactly.
unity. And now it's in the same place as, and I hate to say this, as like the Confederate flag. Like it makes me feel a certain kind of way. And I hope that goes away in the future, which is why these midterm elections are so important. This week will be the midterm elections. Now that you live here, you're voting down here, I hope. How important do you think that is to our community right now?
I think voting is absolutely important. I love how Facebook gives you the little memories. And yesterday I saw a memory of something I posted about like, friends, if you love me, then make sure you get out and vote. And realizing that it is a way to show love to the people that need attention and need somebody to speak up on their behalf. So it's we just need to be a part of it.
We just need to be a part of it. And I always I'm on the fence about social media, because social media can get you connected to people that you can't see, but it could also bring you into a weird depression spiral real quick when you start seeing the ignorance and the hate and all that, but it could be a tool, like, go vote and post that picture of your cute self with your I voted sticker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I want to see it and it's important, and I recall during the Trump times that I would post something like, if you love me or any LGBTQ plus, you cannot vote for someone that wants us erased. You just can't, Do you think that being on American Idol made you tougher or more patient in any way because of just how crazy that all was?
I think, I don't know about tougher. It definitely, yes. Absolutely. It made me tougher because you go through a process like that, and it took some time. Like we started filming in August and I was on all the way through December. And so there was a lot going on in the midst of that.
For 4 months, you weren't all that
time. Yeah, it was. And I mean, you're only there for this amount of time, then you're gone back home, and then you're back. And then, so a lot of back and forth. But when you walk away from it, it just like ends so quick. So it did feel like a very, very harsh Band-Aid rip. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah. Right. It's like all of a sudden I'm all in it. I'm deep in it. This is my world. And then all of a sudden I'm not.
So I think that kind of helped me realize like, this is the world that I live in, the industry that I live in. Everything is happening, and it can easily stop at any given time. So trying to balance having the hope and excitement for something with like, make sure that I'm protecting my heart. Yeah.
Also protecting yourself and being flexible all at the same time. I had read somewhere that there was a possibility that they wanted to put together like a second chance kind of deal for American Idol. Would you be interested in something like that?
Well,
and
if there are any American Idol producers watching, then of course.
And if they're not, no.
And if they're not watching, then, you know, I probably would just be singing at Hunter's.
No, but you know what? Again, it's been 10 years. Wait, 12 years, 11 years. How long has it been?
Yeah,
It's been a while. We're different people. You know what I mean?
For sure.
We're older. We're married.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm at a point in my life now where I get to decide what I say yes to and what I say no to.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so blessed in that sense.
Yes.
And so being able to kind of be in control of my own schedule,
Yeah,
it allows me to invest in my relationships a lot more, you know?
and also do other things, because when you were, you know, you're an entertainer. I think you were a vocal coach at some point too, right? So I mean, and we're going to talk about what other things that you're working on also, but like you seem to have your hands in a lot of different entertainment pots.
Yeah.
And that's not something that you can do when you're committed to like an American Idol kind of thing for 5 months.
You're locked,
you know?
for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about one of the things that you're working on that you are actually touring with, the Love and Color. All right. I love the postings, love the flyers on it. Excited to go see it. Tell us about it.
Thank you. A big shout out to Avi Ram.
Oh my God, Avi, he's so fine.
He is ridiculously handsome.
Why is he
and
so
attractive.
cute?
I know.
And you know,
I
he's
think-
one of those gay boys that doesn't like remember me. Like every time I see him, I have to go, "Hi, Avi, I'm Faye," and then he's like, "Oh my God, Faye!" And, then, and I get it. I'm a girl. I just blend, but he does not.
I think he's just very unassuming. Like, he is one of those people that has this immense amount of talent, but you would never ever guess that from him. Because maybe it's not a performative type, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember when we met him, I was like, wow, his eyes are beautiful. And then they showed us the mural that he did at, it was at Bar Rita.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like, how do you,
Where
to
did that
have the
come
vision
from?
is one thing, but to make it come to fruition, like, that's amazing to me.
Yeah.
It's just a different art form than
No, it
I'm
really
accustomed
is.
to.
And look him up. Look Avi up. He is just an incredible, incredible talent. And he's got these big green eyes and he's got this brown skin and he's just beautiful. He probably has a six-pack and I don't know it. In my story, he has a six-pack and like slamming thighs.
He
But-
gave me a six-pack. He sprayed one on. He's an airbrush artist, so that's the promo for the show is Love and Color. And I sat and talked to them, and I was like, I want to do airbrush art, and he said, okay, well, tell me about the show and what the concept is, and I said, well, it's basically. It's not necessarily my coming out story, but it kind of is, like the way that I'm reading it in my mind as I'm performing the songs.
It's like an evolution.
It just kind of shows you a little bit of where I came from and where I am now by the end. And I said, so I really want to like touch somehow on the difference between being stuck in the black and white and the rigid rules, and then finding every color of who you are and every side of who you are and allowing that to show this like immense beauty. And he was like, I've got it. Stand still. And then he just like did his thing, and I was like, are you painting abs? And he was like, of course.
Of course I'm painting
Yes.
that.
I've never had them before in my life. But now that I know that I can pay for them, I'm just gonna do that.
You're like,
you know?
don't wash off, don't wash off. I'm gonna put a plastic right here, nothing goes away.
Exactly.
Oh my God. So okay, so where have you toured already with the Love and Color? Where have you gone so far?
So I opened the show in Provincetown, in P-Town, and
I love P-Town.
I do too.
Like
oh my
all year
gosh,
round. It's just
magical.
like I think it's. Have you been to Key West?
No, I haven't.
You gotta get to Key West. But P-Town was like what Key West was like 15 years ago, 20 years ago when it was more gay.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
It's got such a like artist community
Yeah.
and so open to the LGBTQ. So I opened the show at Crown and Anchor in P-Town, and we did almost a full month there. It was 3 weeks, and after that hit Rehoboth. Came down and did one show here
Yes.
at Hunter's, and then flew out to LA and did a show in downtown LA. That was really fun because a lot of my family and friends
Went.
are from California. And so they came down all the way from Fresno and from San Diego, and some came over from Arizona to the show. And so it was fun. And a lot of my family and friends are also singer type people. So it was like having a choir in the audience. Like everybody was just singing along at the top of their lungs. It was such a good time. I was like, I could mess up as.
You can curse. You can. It's the FayWhat show. I curse a lot.
Okay, perfect.
Hence the F in FWS. It stands not only for FayWhat, it stands for
I can mess up as much as I want to, and they're still gonna love me because they already do. So it made the energy so different, so crazy and fun.
Honey, I don't think anybody would notice if you dressed up. If you messed up. I think it's two different channels in your mind. I think that when you're performing, right, it's like, my God, he's so hot, and you're not listening to the singing, right? And then the next time I stopped looking at how hot you were, and I was like, let me listen. Oh my God, he could sing. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like a whole array of just wonderfulness.
Thank you.
You know, so are you gonna bring Love and Color back?
Yeah, we're gonna do Love and Color at Hunters on November 13th.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yay! So next week, awesome! Yay! Get your tickets
Sunday.
because that's gonna sell out for sure because it did in the past. So
Yep, it's Sunday the 13th of November, and it's just Sunday fun day before you go have dinner or before you go get wasted.
Sunday girl wasted. I love that. Okay, other stuff. We had Prince Trilla, who I love.
I love.
I love Robert. Like just
Such a
dynamic
beautiful soul.
talent, beautiful soul. The transparency, Matthew, is what gets me. It's like in this community, we have to unfortunately stay with a smile on our face if we do what we do, right? Like time to stand, time to represent. We don't have a bad day. We're always having a great day. We're always happy. And that's not true. Sometimes, the world affects us. The fact that there's so much hate in this world affects us. Yet we still have to get up on a stage and pretend that everything's happy, But every time I see Prince Trilla, I get happy, And she's only been doing this for a year.
I know.
How the hell that happened? Like, that is madness,
She actually is part of the show.
Wait, on Love and Color also?
Love and Color also. Yeah.
Tell me.
So back in the spring, one of the show itself is kind of like a mashup of all the songs that I love, but then each song is a mashup within itself as well. So I took the Weather Girls, It's Raining Men, and mashed it up with Todrick Hall's new song, Rainin' Fellas.
Love it.
And a little bit of Ariana Grande and Lady Gaga, Rain On Me.
I love it.
And I was like, I want to have hot dancers. Like, I want backup dancers. I've never done that before. That'll be so fun. How can I do that? I don't have a touring budget, so they can't come with me. But we can film it. And so I reached out to Adam Anthony, who's a choreographer. He runs the Royal Peacock Studio here in town.
Yep.
And worked with him, and we gathered a cast of dancers, and Prince is one of the dancers in that music video. So.
Oh my goodness. And if you see, like when I saw him the other day, I was like, oh my God, you're getting so skinny. What's going on? And he's like, I've incorporated so much of the twirling and the flipping.
Get that cardio.
And I'm like, those steps are jumping. Those steps are jumping. So then I was told about that edition. So, I was told about the edition for the Christmas event. Let's talk about that. So you're working with Prince Trilla on a Christmas event. Listen, the holidays are right around the corner. Thanksgiving is what, 2 weeks? Yeah, so full speed ahead now. Get ready to mark your calendars for a bunch of things that are going to be happening. Okay, so tell me about that gift, about this Christmas event that you're working on also.
So we are starting a Christmas show. I'm producing a Christmas show or holiday show called Holiday Fantasia. It'll be held at Sunshine Cathedral on Sunday, December 4th. And what we're doing is we're having a celebration of the arts. So Avi is going to be there performing live painting. Prince will be there doing some music with me. We've got Varla Jean Merman.
Oh my God, I love Varla Jean. That's awesome.
And we've got Yoli Mayor.
I love Yoli. Oh my God, Yoli is incredible. I love her little shortcut. I mean, she's just so cute with a little nose ring.
Yeah,
I love her.
I think she just got back from P-Town as well. She was at the Crown and Anchor with me.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then Antonio Edwards and Lenora J for local representation as well. Their voices are insane.
Oh my God.
They were the first two I ever heard when I moved down here.
And they're allies. They're just so incredible allies. I mean, you always have to give just that extra kudos to those folks that just entertain our community, love our community, and aren't gay. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean, but if you say a negative word about anything in the LGBTQ plus community, one of those folks will kick your ass. Like literally kick your ass. You know what I mean? Like Lenora J, you know.
She doesn't play.
Exactly. Exactly. Don't just because she looks like a lady, like a beautiful, put together, wonderful, beautiful lady, don't get it twisted that she doesn't have the Vaseline in her purse and ready to take off those earrings and just give me a second.
Me up.
Oh, what did you just say? Oh, wait a minute. That's how it is, though.
For sure.
And you've asked me to be a part of it.
I have. I was able to go to the Latin Billboard Awards a few weeks ago, and like being there during the filming, I thought that was so cool the way that they kind of produced the show. And I was like, you know what would be really, really great is if we were able to honor somebody who supported the arts each year here at this Holiday Fantasia, which is find who we think are eligible contestants, nominees, and discuss with a few people who are part of the project, who do we want to honor this year and say, thank you so much for being such a supporter, such an ally of the arts in the LGBTQ area, or in the LGBTQ Fort Lauderdale area. And so you're going to help me present that?
I am. And I'm so glad that you're acknowledging and spotlighting, you know, folks, because I mean, I don't know where any of us would be without the arts, without entertainment, without theater, without, you know, and it's like all that needs to be supported, folks, you know. Big musicals we love, but also the Island Stage Play or the Foundry or, you know, anything local is also just wonderful. My friends just went to go see the pageant the other day, and it looked like just incredible. I want to go see that as well. So, so the Christmas event is also going to help some organizations, though. You don't only look beautiful and do all this stuff. You're also trying to help certain charities and certain organizations get further.
Yeah. So something very near and dear to both my heart and my husband's heart is the foster and adoption system. He and his previous partner adopted a sibling set of 3.
Oh,
and that was at this point maybe 24 years ago.
Okay, so they're full grown now.
Yeah, and we've got grandbabies, which by the way, I suggest this to anyone who does not necessarily want kids of their own. Find you a hot man who already has some, because then you get to be a grandpa and you get to skip that step.
Oh my God.
It's the best.
And you don't necessarily have to be called grandpa if you don't want to.
Oh no, I'm Maddie G.
Oh, I love Maddie.
That's what she calls me.
I love that. Oh. And like little babies are like little puppies. I mean, you can't put them in crates and stuff like that because they frown upon that. But I mean, oh my God, how cute.
Yeah, it's so fun.
That is, but that's very smart. And I also took a page out of that playbook too, because I don't like kids. I don't like kids. I like other people's kids, right? Because you can always give them back.
Yes.
And with grandbabies, you can give them back to their parents.
Yes. You don't like the responsibility of a kid.
Well, and I also didn't want, I didn't want to get all those stretch marks and stuff. And I didn't want like a living thing coming out of my vag. You know what I mean? It just was like a lot going on for me. So I figured find a hot Cuban girl that already has kids. That's what I did.
Perfect. Absolutely.
And full grown, like I ain't changing a diaper or none of that crap. You know what I mean? Like they were 16 when I met them. All right, you can clean your own butt. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And if you want to be gay, here I am. You know.
Yeah,
so,
I can answer questions.
I love that. I love that. So what are the organizations with that?
So yeah, we're raising money for kids in the foster program who, don't get to experience Christmas, Christmas gifts, things like that. So since it's happening December 4th, that gives us time to kind of like organize everything and get support over to them.
Ready and all that kind of stuff.
And then on top of that, we also are supporting the Bowtie Kids. And Karen Prescott has created this organization called Bowtie Kids, and they raise awareness and support for kids who deal with chronic pain and illness. And that's just incredible because our kids all deal with Ehlers-Danlos.
Okay, what is that?
The constant pain, like throughout, and it just kind of impacts
like
them in different ways.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just a muscular.
Poor babies.
Yeah, so. And that's been a lifelong struggle. And my husband, I met Karen at a party, and she heard me like singing, and she was like, "Will you come sing at one of our events?" And I'm like, "Sure." Aww. What event is it? And she told me a little bit about it, but then we went and saw the event that she had at the venue. And heard from the kids and heard from the parents and learned more about what the organization was all about. And we were like, oh my gosh, we found it. We found where we're going to get connected down here. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So you're married, as we were talking. And how is it being married to you? Like, I mean, I know like your hubby's a cutie and, he's adorable. You'll look up pictures on social media. They're on there. But he doesn't have that spotlight that you have, So how is it? Is that difficult to be married to Matthew Darren? Is it something that he takes in stride and he just knows how to deal with it? Does he have moments where he's like, you do you, boo, I'll be home. That's where I need to be.
I love this question. So he in his own right is a rock star in his industry too. He works in post-acute care, which is like senior living and
assisted living, like
assisted living. For older folks. Yes, exactly. And rehab facilities. And he has been in that industry since college. and has kind of built a name for himself because he's so great with people. Like he's such a good manager of people because he loves to interact and like find out who this person is and what makes them tick. He's kind of got like almost like an engineer, but specifically towards human beings.
I love
you know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so he loves interacting with people, and he's very detail oriented. He is the guy who is like constantly going through all the files, like what's next, what's next, what's next. He can't sit still to save his life. So I think for him, when it comes to Matthew Darren, the performer, I think he loves that because it's like another thing that he can help out with and like manage and be like, oh, we got this and this and this and this. And I'm like, thank you. But Matthew Darren, the non-performer, still performs a lot at home. Definite shower singer.
At home, he just breaks out into song. But the difference is that you can sing. You understand? Like I sing in the shower too, and my wife will be like, "Really, babe?" And she'll close the door, and I'll just be. But in the shower, I sound good.
Everybody does.
Everybody sounds good.
It's like karaoke. So I think he. Enjoys being married to me. I would hope so, but it definitely, I am a lot for him to deal with.
Yeah. But I think you balance each other out, and I think that's the important part of it. You know, like he allows you to be in your spotlight when you are in your spotlight, and you also support him in his career. You know, where he's the rock star, and that's what makes it work. Yeah, you still give each other your own space, and I think that right there is the key. I've seen you out with him. I've seen you out without him. You know, and that's okay for someone not to lose their identity in someone like you or I, you know?
Yeah, I tell him all the time, I'm like, you don't have to come to this show. And he's like, are you kidding me?
I want to go.
Where else would I be? Like he's flown from LA to London because he's like, I've seen your shows, every single one of your shows at least once, so I'm coming.
I love him. Hello, by the way. So where do you see Matthew Darren in 5 years? Like, any interest in Broadway? Any interest in becoming a judge for a reality show?
Oh.
I can see that. Like, I can totally see that.
Absolutely. So when I was on American Idol, it was the first year that Jennifer Lopez and Steven Tyler were judges.
Okay.
And I love her. Like, she's just such a down-to-earth human being. Like, she was looking out for all of us so much so. Just come and have lunch with us and just chill. But yeah, I would definitely be a judge if I got to sit next to her too, for a reality show. I just think that's so fun.
Yeah.
And
fun. You're sitting next to Jennifer Lopez. I mean, I would sit next to her for like whatever. I'd be like, okay, a poop judging contest. Sure, I'm there, you know? But I can see that. And I'm not saying that as like, oh, I can't do anything else. You know what I mean? It's more like I can, just how you're producing. Oh, let's talk about Big Easy Queens, okay? So you're producing this whole show, and you know, you're also an actor in the show as well. No, we would call it a movie? What do we call it?
Movie, yeah, it's a full feature.
It's a full feature film. And Miss Bouvier, who has been on the FayWhat show, is also, you know, spearheading this whole project.
Yep, she's the star.
And what a star she is.
Absolutely.
What a talent she is.
Absolutely.
Did you meet her at Maddie's also? Did you meet her here? How did that work?
So that night that I was singing karaoke at Hunter's, she was out of drag. So it was just Eric Swanson out of drag, and he saw me singing. Then like 2 weeks later, we walk into Maddie's. And you know, we had been having a little bar crawl, so I was feeling real good.
Yeah.
And this drag queen who's my size walks up to me with that's rare. Then I'm like looking up at a drag queen, but I'm like, come on, heels. And it was like, you're gonna get up and sing with me. And I was like, what? Who? Why? I saw you singing at Hunters, you can do it. And I'm like, okay. So that was the first time singing at Maddie's was because of Miss Bouvier.
Oh, not surprised.
I love and the way that Eric, Miss Bouvier, just like shares the stage and wants to. He's a producer, for sure. An amazing talent, but also a producer.
Incredible
he
writer.
He draws things out of people. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
and what you said right there is so key when it comes to Eric. I feel that like he wants others to succeed too, and he sees that with your success, he succeeds. You know, that's so smart. So many in our community want to push each other down, right? And that's not how Eric or Miss Bouvier work. It's like, oh, you got a talent? I'm gonna use your shit.
Yeah.
But it's also gonna propel both of us.
Exactly.
You know?
Like it's so true that we're stronger together, and that's in every aspect.
Yeah.
Like entertainers coming together, it's more powerful. You have a larger audience. So whatever your message or the heart of your performance is about, you now get to share it with this many more people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the movie itself is gonna be so fun. It's
what's the premise of Big Easy Queen?
So think kind of like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Okay.
So it's in that vein, but it is a drag horror comedy. And I'm producing the music. And Aaron Dalton, our director, is amazing. The whole team is fantastic. We've got Varla Jean Merman is in it.
Awesome.
And playing a role, and Jennifer McLean, Poodles McKenzie, and Susie Toot is in it. Ben, he's great. So there's just so much talent, and Alexander Zenos.
And you're already filming. You had like a 12-hour overnight the other day where you were doing gore, and death scenes.
I mean, I've produced music and stuff for different projects, but I have never actually been in a movie myself, you know? And so it's been a really fun learning experience. But I learned very quickly that 12 hours, that's a very long time.
That's a very long time.
It's a very long time,
A lot of
especially
copies
overnight.
needed. Yeah, I know.
So we were filming at Tropics in the back room. And so you just like walked out of the back room into like the main area where the piano is and and you see like 3 or 4 people just asleep on the floor.
Oh my God.
Trying to catch a nap when they can.
I've been into Tropics though. Everybody in there is over 80, so that's probably a usual Tuesday.
I think that might have been why we got in there so early. We started filming at 7. So
they have some good ass
everybody
food
had
there,
gone home.
though. They have really good food
Yeah,
at Tropics.
that's what I've
So they
heard.
have really good food.
That's what I've heard, and they were super sweet and super accommodating.
That's very nice. So here at the FayWhat Show, we play like an or game just so folks can like get to know you a little bit better.
Game? Or?
No, it's just like I'll give you 2 things and you have to choose between them real quickly in a speed round.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we call it Say What with FayWhat. All right? I know, right? I didn't make it up.
Am I gonna produce your theme song?
I don't know. I have to think about it. You know I can't sing, right, Matthew? Like even in the shower. Oh, it wouldn't be me singing, right?
Well, whatever you want. You could be the one that comes at the end, you know.
just bloop,
Say what?
Bloop,
Yeah.
bloop, bloop. All right, so Say What with FayWhat. Here we go, all right? All right. The color purple or the color red?
The color purple.
Pasta or rice?
A pasta.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Sunrise or sunsets?
Ooh, sunsets.
Oh, and that's a hard one, right? I know for you folks at home also. Christmas or Halloween?
Christmas.
Beyonce or Lady Gaga?
Beyonce.
Barbara Streisand or Liza Minnelli?
Babs.
The Kardashians or Jersey Shore?
Definitely not the Kardashians.
So whatever,
Whatever the or is.
and whatever else you want to put in
But
the
Jersey
other
Shore,
slot.
sure. Gym Tan Laundry.
Sure, whatever I put there. Gym Tan's laundry. Boxers or briefs?
Box of briefs. Can I mix them together?
Well, you just did.
I like the support, but I also like, the non-chafing.
Oh yeah, chafing is we should do a whole story on ball chafing here at the FayWhat Show. That would, wow, I wouldn't be surprised. My mom, I have arrived. What is your favorite musical?
Oh, okay. Well, I would have to say Waitress
I love Waitress.
for many reasons. One, I think Sarah Bareilles,
Sarah Bareilles and her music is just amazing.
a poet, phenomenal. And then the other reason is because that was my debut on Broadway, is singing on the Waitress stage.
What?
Yeah.
How
It was
awesome!
really fun.
Oh, do you miss it? Would you? I asked you before, but would you do Broadway again? I can totally
Absolutely.
see
Like,
that.
I would really do Broadway. This was not like real Broadway.
Okay, this was just like a cameo. Okay.
But yeah, I love that. I love that story. I love the music from that. And I would absolutely do Broadway if the opportunity came up.
Dream role on Broadway.
Oh, geez. I haven't, okay, don't judge me, but I know I'm gay. I just don't know a lot of Broadway musicals.
Well, we've also been in pandemic, so I mean, it's like I was just in New York and I was like, holy crap, there's all these new ones I haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm from the Phantom of the Opera, Cats, Les Mis, Rent era. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I'm not the right type for it, but King George in Hamilton.
Hamilton, yeah.
Just because I think it's so funny. Like, that character is just ridiculous.
Oh my God, and that would be a fun character too. And it's
Yeah.
freaking Hamilton. I mean,
I
for
know.
God's sake.
That's why I would want to be in it, because that's the only role I actually can play.
Oh, like that was the only way I wanted to see history was like that. I was like, what? This is incredible.
Exactly.
I love Lin-Manuel Miranda. He's just incredible. How do you feel about the Queen passing away? The reason I'm asking you this is because I always thought that you were German and white, and then you did your DNA, and
Yeah.
you're mainly British.
Yes, come on,
Where's that
23andMe.
picky? Where's that picky with the T?
I know. How do I feel about it? You know what's weird is I think that the pandemic has changed so much of our perspectives on things. And so it really brought into focus kind of this energy towards family. And so when I heard that the Queen died, I immediately thought of Harry, not just because he's handsome, and Meghan, and like the kids, like how that impacts them. Like grandma just passed away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And she's been around forever. I mean, obviously all their lives or whatever.
And Ray, my husband, watches the Queen like religiously. He watched that show.
He watched the 18 days of like when she passed, that they would show it on TV for hours and hours.
Oh,
and hours.
he would catch the news at the end of the day, but no, he wasn't that hardcore.
I'm surprised. I could see that though, right? Just like, oh my goodness. Matthew, what's next? What else? I mean, you have your hands in a lot of different things like we've talked about, but like, is there something out there that like you can see it and you're going to put your hand in it soon?
So what I fall in love with more so than performing is producing and like vocal arranging. And so I'm creating a show right now that I'm hoping can get on its feet in the spring. And it's going to feature 3 guys and 1 diva. And it's just going to be a show that's, again, all mashups with just crazy vocals. And hopefully it'll get a good kickoff here in Fort Lauderdale.
You know it will, honey.
And then send it out.
We love music and we love good music. And the thing is that also like if you suck, we're going to tell you.
Yeah, or we just won't show up.
And, or we just won't show up, and that has not been the case for you, honey. So you have to be happy. You should be happy. I'm telling you that
Thank
you
you.
are talented, wonderful, and we love you in our community big time.
Thank you.
Do you have a lesbian?
Do I have a lesbian?
Yeah. Did you just answer? Oh, do you want one?
I have a lesbian now.
I can listen. Every gay boy needs a lesbian.
Okay, will you be mine?
Hell yeah, of course. Oh my God, I'm Matthew Darren's lesbian.
I'm my first lesbian.
Wow,
Aw.
that's awesome.
And she's wearing me on her boobs.
And I'm wearing you on your boobs. Matthew Darren, thank you so much for being on the FayWhat show. Thank you for being in bed with me, puppy.
Absolutely.
And I look forward to working with you next month.
Yes.
Yay!
All right, we'll see you. Bye, guys.
Please make sure that you follow Matthew Darren on all social media platforms to find out what he's doing next. You don't want to miss it. It's not just here in South Florida. He is all over, okay? He's got those frequent flyer miles. Do trust, all right? I love you guys. We'll be right back. Our next segment is Faye, What's on My Mind? Here is what's on my mind. Voting rights should be at the top of our minds yearly, okay? Because there are important elections annually, right? And midterms are tomorrow. So issues with public schools, learning, and development are important, especially since kids don't ask to be born and are prevented from being part of the process, part of the voting process. We have seen parents, school boards, and other elected officials try to prevent young people from talking about their identities or the identities of their friends or their family members at school. Books representing marginalized communities are being pulled from libraries and banned in schools. Police or school resource officers who should not be in schools, but we can have a talk about that some other day, can often make schools more unsafe and dangerous for our children, especially those over-disciplined due to gender nonconforming or even racial profiling. Vote for candidates who include protecting and supporting our children by advocating for fewer police officers and more mental health professionals in schools. Pay attention to who is elected to your local school board. Lead the local police or sheriff's office maybe, and your local district attorneys also. These positions are super important in creating conditions that keep our communities safe. The U.S. Supreme Court's reversal of Roe versus Wade profoundly impacts Black and brown women, non-binary or intersex people, assigned female at birth, and Black and brown trans men who might need access to an abortion or other sometimes life-saving services provided by organizations like Planned Parenthood. This decision also opens the door for other rights won through the courts to become erased from our Constitution. So gay boys, as you cast your ballots, consider the reality that if they come for us at night, once successful, they will surely come for you tomorrow. So your vote could go to the U.S. Senator whose vote confirms a new Supreme Court justice that will protect the right to choose or that will protect our marriages. The good news is that there is a historic number of LGBTQ plus candidates running in this midterm cycle, which is exciting. The rainbow wave continues to grow. This is also the most diverse in history, both in terms of race and ethnicity. But as well as gender, which is really exciting and sort of a testament to how far we've come, at least 101 out LGBTQ plus candidates ran or are currently running for a U.S. Senate seat or House seat this year, which is a 16% increase from 2020, when 87 people only ran, according to the Victory Fund. I'll end this by saying two more things, okay? One, Latinos and others that dreamt about being a US citizen for years, you remember waiting to get that card that said that your interview was coming soon and you had to study for the test and remember the dates and the presidents. You remember that, right? Well, maybe you came here because you couldn't be gay in your country. All of you. Now, you are a citizen, right? So go out and vote. That is your duty. That right there is your duty. That's how we stay the country where you'll be free to be LGBTQ+. So go vote. Number two, if you don't vote, don't bitch about the conditions that we're in. Don't start posting about it being Biden's fault or whoever's fault. It's not. You know whose fault it is? Yours, all right? So talk to your neighbors, talk to your friends, post about it, mail in your, well, you can't mail in your ballot, it's already too late, but go in person for sure and vote tomorrow, all right? So for more information on your state-specific races, most states have LGBTQ+ advocacy organizations that also share their endorsements of candidates who support LGBTQ+ rights. So look up the HRC, the National Task Force, SAVE, Equality Florida. Other than that, find out where your polling place is, and before you post a picture of your ballot to social media, you might want to see if it's legal in your state, all right? Maybe play it safe and just upload that picture of you wearing the I voted sticker instead. I love seeing those on social media, by the way. Queer the vote. Vote tomorrow, November 8th. Vote like your life depends on it, because for a lot of us, it does. Well, that's the FayWhat show. I hope you had fun. I'm really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ+ community. It's often hard for us girls. If we believe that we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q+. We opened the show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore, and that girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ+ community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity. It's what makes us so damn strong. Until next Monday, world, at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I am #thatgirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl, the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #that girl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl, Latina, but she's you.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ+ media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat show. Get the week started with me.